Hi, my name is Alan from Alan V Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to review Tiong Bharu HDB flats. I'll be studying whether is it worthwhile buying a just MOP flat, matured flats, or those old flats. Which one are better? I'll also compare their performance before and after COVID. You will be in for the surprise. So please stay tuned to the end of this video as I will uncover a property lobang for you. Here, let me talk a little bit about this area. Tiong Bharu is one of the most exciting neighborhoods in Singapore. Developed in the 1930s by the Singapore Improvement Trust, or SIT, the predecessor of the Housing and Development Board. Tiong Bharu exists as one of the oldest public estates in Singapore. The SIT flats are designed during the Art Deco period with long horizontal lines, smooth curved corners, and external spiral staircase are just some of the rich architectural details of these flats. Today, Tiong Bharu can be seen with many cafes and restaurants sprouting out in the area. Tiong Bharu has a rich heritage that makes this neighborhood a sought-after place. For today's study, I will only compare the 4-room flats near Tiong Bharu. This is the 8 cluster of flats that I'll be studying. I group them according to the remaining list. The newest kits on the block that can be sold after their MOP are this one along Henderson Road. These flats are SIR replacement flats. They are given priority to flat owners who are affected by SIRs. These flats have been making the news lately for their $1 million price tag. They have a remaining lease of 95 years and most measure 93 square meter. Their average selling price in 2023 is 960,000 or 959 PSF. Next on the list are blocks 10A and 10B Boon Tiong Road. This is also another SIR replacement flats right next to Tiong Bharu Mrt Stations. How wrong can you be? They have a remaining lease of 92 years. Most of the flats are smaller in size due to its prime location. The average price is $1 million and it has the most expensive PSF at 1079 PSF. Another popular cluster in Tiong Bharu with home buyers is these flats at Havelock Road. They are called Havelock View. They are 40-story high and some of the flats have spectacular view of Orchard Road and the CBD. Just across the street are River Valley and Great World City. Look at them. They are as good as any private condominiums in my opinion. The only limitation is the usual HDB restrictions imposed on such flats. Anyway, they have a remaining lease of 89 years and the average price is 960,000 or 967 PSF. The other flats are located along Kim Tian Road. These flats along 126A to 127D are about 11 years old. The average price is only 910,000 or 928 PSF. Some of the flats on the higher floor can even see Sentosa. It is within proximity to Tiong Bharu Market. Take note, there is even a bridge that links to SGH across the city. As we go further down the list, we have Jalan Bembinan. This is another fairly huge HDB cluster that comprises 3, 4 to 5 room flats. I have personally transacted a few units here in my career, from 4-room to 3-room flats. The flats here are popular with home buyers because of their proximity to the MRT station. The average price is 830,000 with 84 years remaining. Another cluster in Kim Tian Road that comprises block 119B to 119D has a remaining lease of 79 years. They have an average price of 810,000 or 826 per square feet. Till this point, have you noticed a pattern in terms of the per square feet? The PSF get lower as the remaining lease of the flat gets shorter. This is aligned with the theory that the flat with a longer lease should be higher priced than the flat with a shorter lease. This with exception for flats in Boon Tiong Road, which we will cover to it at the end of this video. As we go down the list, Block 104 Jalan Bukit Merah has a remaining lease of 60 years. Its average price is 600,000 or 534 PSF. The last cluster is Block 120 along Bukit Merah View. they have a remaining lease of 48 years. The average price is 510,000 or 538 PSF. Coincidentally, I sold 2 units here in this block in the past 2 years. They are all 4-room improved models, which mean they come without any attached bathroom. Those on the higher floor can even see Mount Faber and its surrounding. Anyway, there is always speculation about sales. Will it happen by the end of this decade? Here, can we conclude anything from the above data? Well, I doubt we can uncover anything significant. This is because they are all on 99 years lease and depreciating lease. I wonder if I should use the SLA leasehold table. Based on the previous video on the aging HDB flat, there are a lot of discussion and some are not familiar with how the table works. Therefore, to keep things easier, I will just divide their average selling price over their remaining lease. This will work out the so-called depreciating value in the same way for cars. I know this is not 100% accurate, but let us look into the numbers and see what we can uncover. At a glance, the depreciation for Henderson Road is 10,105 per year. This is followed by Boon Tiong Road at $10,978 per year and so on. It seems most of them have almost identical depreciation value at 10,000 per year. This means, for example, if you own a HDB flat in Block 120 Bukit Merah View that comes with a remaining lease of 48 years, this means your annual depreciation is 10,625 per year on the assumption that the value of the property will fall to zero at the end of the tenure. The data also show that the market adjusts itself based on the age of the flats. If the flat has a longer remaining lease, the value will be higher. On the other hand, if the flat has a shorter lease, it will adjust according to the market. There will also be some variation due to local attributes such as proximity to the Mrt Station, the layout, views, and so on. Out of curiosity, I also use the SLA leasehold table in my calculation, but I wouldn't elaborate on them. I will show it at the end of the video for those who are interested in interpreting the data by yourself. Here, a shout out to those who are staying in Tiong Bharu. Please remember to visit the nearby SPD, which is behind Tiong Bharu Market. SPD is a local charity set up to help people with disability of all ages to maximize their potential and integrate them back into mainstream society. You can volunteer with them, be involved in their programs, or make a donation. This will make Singapore a more inclusive society. Let me run another set of data by comparing their performance over time. I will compare their average price from 2019 to 2023. This is before and after COVID-19. This will give us a clearer picture if new flats perform better than old flats or vice versa. The two newer blocks in Boon Tiong Road have an average price of 940,000 back in 2019. Some of the owners can sell their flats earlier than the 5 years MOP because they are sales replacement flats. Today, the price is $1 million or the 7% increase to date. Back in 2019, Havelock View achieved an average price of 780,000. Today, the average price is hovering around 960,000 or the 23% increase in value. Take note, this is a very big cluster with more than 1,000 units. Similar to big projects, more transactions equal to higher price. Make any sense to you? As we go down the list, the difference are between 17% to 23%, factoring in some variation due to their unique characteristics. At the end of the spectrum, left with a remaining lease of 48 years, the oldest cluster in Bukit Merah View achieved a stunning 19% difference during the same period. What does all this mean? Surprisingly, this study has shown that old flats can perform almost on par with newer flats. Many of us always have this thought that older flats will decline in value faster with a shorter lease. It looks like we are all wrong. For those who support my video and watch it till the end, you are in for the treat. Have you noticed that Boon Tiong appreciation is only 7% as compared to the rest? this is the most preferred location next to the MRT station and right next to Tiong Bharu Plaza. How can it fare so poorly? Well, I can only say there are only 2 blocks and this results in a lower transaction volume. If you look from a broader perspective, this cluster also holds the most potential, if you know what I mean. Anyway, there are also studio, 3-room flats in these blocks, so this may also affect its prices. Anyway, this is obviously a premium or plus flat in my opinion, based on the new flat classification. Here, these blocks are still under the old regime. 卖涂料. Anyway, can you even afford a condo in Tiong Bharu with $1 million? That is why I think paying $1 million still makes sense for such home buyers. To end it off, if you have any housing plans to sell your Tiong Bharu HDB flats for $1 million, I'm ready to take up the challenge. See you around soon.